Hey guys, HelpingHans here, and today I'm going to give you your 5th tip of the week. It's all about how to counter planes. First, we're going to be going through each faction in turn and looking at their dedicated anti-aircraft units. First up we have the Africa Corps, the DAC. So here we have the Fat Verveling Half-Track, which can be obtained from ticking up Tier 1, and then going for fire support elements, costing 280 manpower and 40 fuel. This also has the ability to disable the anti-aircraft mode, so that it'll just be focusing infantry rather than the aircraft. Next, your main dedicated anti-aircraft unit is your Flak 88 or Flak 36 gun. Basically, it will just shoot down planes when they go overhead. It's probably actually better at killing planes than the Flat Verveling, but it's also very good against killing tanks. And that can be built at Tier 4. As soon as you build Tier 4, it's costing 380 manpower and 40 fuel currently. Let's now go on to the Wehrmacht. Once you go for the Luftwaffe company, Tier 2, you are able to recruit yourself a Flak 30 anti-aircraft team, which costs 320 manpower, no fuel required for this at all, and 6 population cap. You click on it here, and it will shoot down enemy aircraft. It's not as good as the Flat Verveling, which is next door to it. You can get access to this in the same tier. You need to get yourself support elements, which cost you 150 manpower and 50 fuel. And then you'll be able to build yourself a Whirlwind, which costs 360 manpower, 70 fuel, and 10 population cap. The Whirlwind's very good against infantry, decent against light vehicles, and as I said before, very good against planes. Anti-air stance disabled, you can have that option again, so just toggle, ground units. It also has access to hull downs, making it harder to hit, and it's got 360 degrees around itself, so it'll be able to shoot planes coming in from any direction. You can also have access to for the Flak 38 and the Flak 36 for the Wehrmacht if you choose the Luftwaffe commander and you call yourself a squad down of full scrim pioneers. They have access to build the Flak 38 for 250 manpower and 35 fuel right from the start of the game currently, and then later on, when you unlock it in the commander, you'll also have access to Flak 36, which is costing 380 manpower, 45 fuel, and 10 population cap. And like the Flak 30, guys, the Flak 36 can only shoot enemy planes down in the direction it's facing. Here, we'll just show you guys here. I'm going to throw in a plane strafe coming in from behind this Flak 36, and you'll see that this anti-aircraft gun will not shoot this plane down only until it gets into its arc of fire. However, the Flak 36 from the DAC, the Africa Corps, that can actually shoot in 360 degrees around itself without you having to manually face it, so it'll do the same thing against aircraft, and this is especially very good against those loiters. So right now I've just chosen the British faction. We're going to use that really annoying AntiTank Rocket loiter. Let's just drop that in the near vicinity, and you'll see that this Flak 36 will start shooting these planes down as they go around in the sky. So you can see it's tracking, going all the way around itself here, trying to take those planes out. However, its turn time is quite slow, so if the planes are dropped directly on top of it, it is going to have a bit of difficulty trying to take the planes down, but it has taken one out. There you go, there's one being killed. It's now trying to track the second one. Let's try and move it to a maybe slightly different location and repeat that, so you can guys get a better idea. It's if you want to move your Flak 36 in a better location to see how more effective it would be against a loiter like that. It's worth noting, guys, that you do not need vision for your anti-aircraft units to shoot down planes. You don't need to, have that area of fog of war revealed. They'll just do it anyway. So what I'll do is I'll drop the planes down over here this time. I will turn the fog of war off, and you'll see that this Flak 36 will start shooting these planes down. There you go. We can see it because it's firing through the fog of war, but it'll be very effective shooting these planes down. Now this time the planes aren't overhead, so the Flak 36 hasn't got to constantly turn around itself, so it should be a lot easier taking these planes out. And there you go, much more effective. Both those planes have been killed off, and that kind of stops those planes being obviously effective, right? Now let's go on to the British faction, guys. Now the British don't have many options here for anti-aircraft, especially as standard from their buildings. All they have access to is really the CMP Trucking Tier 2. You build that out, and then you convert it to the Polston 20mm anti-air conversion truck. Here we have one already made, but there you go. That's of course what it costs. It costs, I think, was it 75 munitions there to upgrade it. And right now, it's not actually that good against shooting down planes. It does take a long time, but it probably will get buffed in its anti-aircraft role down the line. But this is one of the units that you can build. And for commander choices, you do have something a bit better. You have access to the Crusader. You'll get access to this if you choose the British Armour Battle Group. And then it'll cost you 360 manpower and 70 fuel, 9 population cap. And in recent testing, it wasn't that great against anti-air, but it has been buffed recently, so it should be better against, for its anti-air aircraft role now. And then also we have over here a Bofors, which is not in multiplayer currently, but I imagine down the line it'll probably either be a commander or might just be added. And this, this is in general in previous company heroes titles, this has been the unit to take down planes, which has been pretty good for the British. So yep, that's really kind of all that they've got. Next, we'll move on to the Americans. Now, the Americans only really have one dedicated anti-aircraft unit, and that is the M16 multiple gun motor carriage. But it does the job, and it's probably the best anti-aircraft unit in the game in this current patch. It will shoot down planes in literally seconds, much better even than the flak 36 guns of the Wehrmacht and DAC, as you'll see when I do some demonstrations of it later on. To get access to the M16, there's a couple of ways you can do it. You get the Weapon Support Center, and then you get the M3 Armored Personnel Carrier. Now, to get that, you need to get yourself either the Mechanized Support Center upgrade or any one of these, but generally if you go Mechanized Support Center, that immediately allows you to buy it straight away, okay? If you don't go for the Mechanized Support, you can still have access to the M3, and then for a cost of 75 munitions, you can then convert it into the quad, like so. So the standard M3 costs 270 manpower and 25 fuel, as well as 6 manpower, and then it's 75 munitions to upgrade it, right? Or if you decide to buy it straight away through going mechanized tech, you can spend 320 manpower and 30 fuel and 6 population cap to get it straight away. It's worth noting that I think it is a quicker build time building the M3 personnel carrier than it is building the M16, but because you want to save probably munitions, maybe for bazookas on your paratroopers for instance, I'd probably always advise just going straight for the M16. It also has access to anti-air stance disable, so you can toggle it on and off, to target ground units only, or just to shoot planes for instance. Also, I've noticed that the Weasel, with its machine gun on the back, it was trying to shoot down planes. Is it very good at it? Not really, but, it will shoot down planes. And it's kind of the case across the board with every kind of, tank or something that has maybe like a pintle mount machine gun. They will try and shoot down planes if they're not engaged in combat on the ground. Are they good at it? Not really, but every bit of extra damage does help in taking down those planes faster. So here we'll have our demonstration of how effective the M16, guys. It's kind of broken how good it is right now at shooting down planes, as you're about to witness. Probably going to get nerfed in a future patch, but here we go. I've got 2 Shermans over here on the center of the map. I'm going to be dropping my Stuka anti-tank loiter to try and kill them. Let's just zoom back over to the M16, and you'll see here that the quad, there you go, instantly kills both planes, like so, and the Sherman took a bit of damage, but if that second plane was able to get in there and do its strafe, it would have finished off the Sherman. And these Shermans didn't even move a single inch here. So having the quad on the field, if it's not engaged in ground combat, is just is in team games for allies is an absolute must to keep alive to late game to kill off all these annoying Stuka strafes. In Company Heroes 3 currently, there are a lot of annoying pesky loiters. There's actually 3 in the game currently. For the British, there's 1. If you go for the British Air and Sea Battle Group, right down late on the right side of the check tree, you get access to the AntiTank Rocket loiter there. If you go for the Africa Corps and pick the Armour Support Company, you have access to the Stuka Anti-Tank Rocket loiter as well. And if you pick the Wehrmacht and go for the Luftwaffe, there's also another Stuka loiter there. So the reason I keep talking about the loiters, guys, is because I see a lot of people having many issues with trying to dodge the loiters. They seem to just reverse back and still get hit by it, but there is a trick to figuring out how to dodge the loiters. It's going tangential to the strafing run, as we'll see in a second. So what you want to do is, instead of going straight back, like I would do with this Puma, is what I would do, instead of that, I would see the plane coming in, and then I would immediately try and move and turn, and do a turn like that. Or same thing with the Stug. Go back and then just try and turn around to the right, and that way I'll be able to dodge the majority of the rockets. And if I was to just go straight back, I would probably get killed by the plane. And so, Zocket, if you could do me a massive favor and drop that plane strafe in right now, and you'll see what I would do. So here come the planes now. So I would do this, and I'd come in and instantly start turning around. And you can see that way. Look, I'm dodging those plane strafes. Not a single one has hit me, because I reacted in time and dodged it. Once the first run comes in, you still want to make sure to keep getting out of that area, otherwise the planes will come in again and do another run, so you just want to get out of there. But for the first run, just make sure to do exactly what I just did there, and just try and curve and go around, and that way you can easily dodge the strafing run. However, the heavier the tank is, or rather the slower the tank is, like a Tiger, it's going to have a harder time dodging that strafing run, because obviously it's going to take longer to make that maneuver. But still try and do that to try and dodge getting hit hard with those strafing runs. Now we're going to do the same thing with the Tiger, guys. As you'll see, the Tiger will have a harder time trying to get out of there, but you can still maybe get the Tiger out of the area of effect of this loiter while keeping it alive if you employ these tactics. So we're going to start reversing back immediately. Just going to keep reversing back and turning like so. Still got a little bit of damage there because you can see how slow the Tiger is, but we can keep pulling back here. And now we're out of the area of effect, so the Tiger is now fine and back home at base. Another potential thing you could do, guys, to stop getting hit by those plane loiters or just strafing runs in general is try and put something between you and those strafing runs. So for instance, we've got the Panther in between these buildings. So if I drop the strafing run on top of this Panther, some of the shots from this strafing run will hit the building rather than the tank, as you're about to see. As you see here, first run completely missed. But now the building's gone down, the rest of the shots are going to hit it and probably finish it off. Planes coming in from the opposite direction, so again here, planes are going to hit the building. And then once the building's gone, then the next strafing run will hit the tank effectively. So hopefully you get an idea there what you could potentially do to be able to avoid getting hit by the plane strafes. So guys, that's the end of the video, and I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, please consider subscribing by clicking the button down here. Check out other content up here and over here. And rest assured you're in safe hands with my channel, because I'm putting out lots of Company Heroes 3 content to come in the near future. From tip content, guides, competitions, competitive scene, all that type of thing. You're in safe hands with me. So make sure to follow, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video, guys. Take care.